The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sherapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
What's up, boys and girls? How are you? Welcome into a Whale Watch Wednesday for the Bostonian versus the book, being presented by SportTrade. Our friend Alex Kane will join us a little bit later on in this first hour of the program. He is Dave Sherapan. I am Matt Peralta. We have a lot to get to on the show today. Not only do we have Alex Kane on the show from SportTrade, Allan Bell is going to come on. Little College World Series picks and plays and thoughts, and maybe a bet or two on tonight's Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Dave, how are you? Busy show today.
They still playing that NBA Finals thing. That's still going on.
Still a thing.
That's right. That's tonight.
Still
yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. There's U.S. Open golf. We got to talk to. It's like an A+ day.
It is.
Like when we booked a guest. I mean, it's two guests, and they both begin with A. I thought Alex Kane, Allan Bell. We finally get Allan Bell in here. Talk a little college baseball. That'll be fun because he's doing his thing.
He kills it in college baseball. He's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really sharp. He's really good.
He loves it.
Yeah, he really
loves
does.
it. He loves it. And that's all you could ask for at this point in the summer when people are taking vacations. We're in the weeds. We're going on walks. We're making calls. We're trying to get people. We're trying to, keep the show going until we take a break, which is coming at some point. But it's a big day, and I'm excited. Like, it's just one of those where it's crazy, but it's the NBA Finals, Game 3. Interesting game, obviously. Show's called Bostonian versus the book. It says it right there. Bob Cousy's telling everybody. What did Cousy say? What did you just read to me before the show started?
Sorry, Will. Bob Cousy says, I'm 95 fucking years old. I've got 1 foot in the grave. I want to see banner 18.
There's no filter. Once you reach a certain age, there's no filter. That's real. And that's what win one for Coos. Let's go. Put that on a t-shirt. Win one for Coos. Get 18 for Coos. Whatever. So yeah, NBA Finals day today. Full slate of baseball, MLB. Interleague week is so weird. There's 2 NL games, there's 2 AL games, and then everybody's playing across league matchups. There's early games going on. Minnesota's leading Colorado 7-2 in the 4th. Hope you had the over because that was somehow 7.5. And then Toronto's playing Milwaukee. We'll keep you updated on that. Did you see the Twins City Connect?
No.
Okay.
Any good?
Jury's out. I got to see it in person. I'm not sure. You didn't need to put that there's 10,000 lakes on the side of the hat.
Oh, really?
It says 10,000 lakes on the side. Interesting. I don't know if you need it, but it's there. People are coming in. Welcome. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. A lot to go through today.
Yes, we're in the first 5. Yeah, Nathan, we did see it. We'll talk to Alex about that bet. I believe it was a $45,000 bet to win $200.
Yeah, little chalky. little chalky.
A little bit of a big one. So on that, but we are talking about old timers, and we lost one of the greats this morning. We found out that NBA legend Jerry West has passed away at the age of 68, known as the Logo. He was one of the icons. He was one of the most iconic, both on and off the court basketball players. He is the NBA. I mean, it's hard. You cannot tell the story of the NBA without Jerry West and what his influence meant. His influence in Los Angeles for the growth of basketball with the Lakers and then later with the Clippers. Sad day for having him passing away at the age of 86.
Yeah, I didn't know until I got in the car on the way home from the doctor, and we'll have my own end of the show. We do it every day. Favorite thing about today. This was not my favorite thing about today. This is one of those ones where everyone has a story that's been around the game and basketball and stuff about Jerry West. And the guy is the logo. Literally, kids.
Literally.
He's the logo. The NBA logo is a silhouette of Jerry West. So, you know where the league,
There's
sees
been
him, and
well,
it's big.
there's been interesting. I'd be curious to see how loud the push gets now, because there's been a push. Jerry West being alive, people were saying they can't do this until Jerry West passes. And now that Jerry West has passed, not to speak not ill, but Kobe Bryant, there's been a lot of people who have said that they wanted Kobe. The logo should change to Kobe from Jerry West. So I'll see how loud that gets.
Okay.
There's a lot of people. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. As a Celtics fan, you have to respect Jerry West. He got crushed by the Celtics numerous times. It's true. Obviously an incredible executive, an incredible player, a guy who was the third player in NBA history to reach 25,000 points, all-star every year, went to the finals 9 times, winning once because the Celtics owned them. 12-time all-star, NBA finals MVP, has been the only man ever to be awarded the MVP on a losing team, which, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what Luka puts up. I mean, Luka might, depending on what happens in the series. I don't know. I mean,
Luka's not winning the MVP.
In a loss, no?
Game 7, buzzer beater for the Celtics. It has to be. That's the only way.
Okay.
What are they going to lose in 6? 4 games to 2? No one on the Celtics is going to get it? I don't think so.
Yeah. According to a statement that was issued by the NBA and Adam Silver, Jerry West was a basketball genius and a defining figure in our league for more than 60 years. He distinguished himself not only as an NBA champion, and an all-star in all of his 14 of his playing seasons, but also as a consummate competitor who embraced the biggest moments. My favorite Jerry West quote, Dave, is he was talking to a group of people about, I think it was a draft symposium. And he said, everyone goes to the draft and they talk about dogs. Everybody wants to be a dog, and you want to draft a dog.
Oh, I thought you meant like your dog, Cujo, or my dog, Charlie. They're not talking about dogs. They DAWG, dogs. Who's a dog?
Dog player. Like if you, everyone's looking for dogs.
Oh, right.
He goes, I was a wolf. I ate dogs.
Oh, what a quote. What a quote.
I was like, damn. I was like, that's my favorite quote from Jerry West.
Wow. Like, put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. He had a lot of demons. I mean, Jerry West had a lot of things going on in his life. I mean, a lot of people, on the court, different than off the court. A lot of things happened. A lot of biographies were written about Jerry West and things that happened in Los Angeles. But, I mean, there's a lot of really interesting, winning time. True. Did not depict Jerry West in the best of lights. It's true. But that's who he was, though. I mean, Jerry West was not a nice guy. Like, he was okay with not being a nice guy. He was a winner. He wasn't looking to make you feel good. He wasn't looking to, if you got your feelings hurt, oh, well.
Did you ever interview him?
No, I never interviewed him. I did meet him, though. I met him, never interviewed him.
Physically imposing in person?
I mean, they all are. They all are. They're all, right. I mean, they're all so tall. I mean, to me, I'm 6 feet tall. So anybody, of that size, but just his personality, I think, is what it was so striking to me. Like, he's a big personality. When he talks, you listen. Like, you don't, know you're in the presence of something different, of a person that just is, a different type of guy. He was what, 6'5", 6'4"?
Put it in the chat.
He was taller than me. I know I was looking up at him, so he was taller than me by a significant amount. He was taller than me.
Of course. Yeah.
But as a guard, I mean, that's why he became the logo, because he played a style of basketball that was just unbelievable. He was such an incredible athlete, winner on every step of the way. So
it's one of those things, like, there's a lot of people that, like I said, have either a relationship or interviewed him or feel like he, touched their lives with different things. Like Behow reached out to me this morning,
Right.
texted me, sad day in the state of West Virginia.
Right.
With Jerry West passing, because that's where he's from.
Yeah.
So like they claimed him as their own. And I think anyone involved in the game of basketball, obviously he was tied for so long with so many different things. Is he known more for the executive part of his career, do you think, or his playing part of his career? Because
Well,
I never got to see him play. I've only seen highlights.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's to us, people who are over the age of 40, I think it's the executive. They know Jerry West as the guy who was the orchestrator of tremendous front office deals and trades and signing, and he was always very outspoken about the history of the league and where the league was going. So I think for us, we never saw him play. So it was Jerry West, the executive.
Right.
For like our parents, it's Jerry West, the player. Right. They remember him playing. I mean, I never saw Bob Cousy, but I know about Bob Cousy. Bob Cousy was a legendary broadcaster. So like Bob Cousy, my first introduction to Bob Cousy was on Celtic games. He was the broadcaster for the Celtics, the outspoken, incredibly gregarious broadcaster.
Right.
That he was every time you Boston people know this. Channel 25, 38 had the Bruins, 25 had the Celtics. And Cousy was the color analyst for, I don't know, my entire childhood. So like, I know him as that, but my grandfather knew Bob Cousy as Cousy stole the ball.
Right.
I mean, as the point guard stealing, the passing, the magician. I mean, he was Showtime before Showtime.
Yeah, well, there was no way to see Showtime unless you saw it in person or black and white films that we catch little bits and pieces of. And Jerry West is, it was like, I remember being a kid and like hearing about him and seeing the things, and he wasn't flashy, but he was perceived to be like one of those players.
Yeah.
Then when he became an executive, it was like, he said, no nonsense. I'm building this team. This is what we're doing. Talking to him. I mean, he carried himself just like a almost regal in his interviews. He was very, very pointed and very, very directed with words. I think a lot of people respect that. So condolences to, his family and everything else like that, and people that have some sort of relationship with him or memories. I'm interested, because we got some senior members of the brigade.
We do.
To 60 plus people. Put it in the chat. What are your memories of Jerry West?
Showtime was on tape delay in the 80s. Remember tape delay? Oh, my.
That's when, that's what the NBA was on.
Right.
It wasn't on live.
No.
Maybe
6'3", 175. Thanks, guys. Jerry West was 6'3", 175.
Thank you, Ian Lights Out.
He was thin. Thin dude. Yeah, greatest Laker of all time? Sure. I mean, you can make the case. I mean, people are going to push back, obviously, with Magic and some of the other greats, the Lakers, Kobe. So, but he's in the conversation. There's no debating that. He's in the conversation for the greatest Laker of all time. Yeah. And he did love Kobe. Yeah, him and Kobe really were tight. That's very, very true. So, sad day for the NBA. 86 is a decent run. I can't believe Bob Cousy's 95. Like 95 years old. That's a hell of a run right there for Bob Cousy. If Boston can close this out for him, that would be really sweet. That'd be really cool.
Be great.
When you get up when you're 95 and you wake up every day, are you surprised? It's like every day you're like, whoa, I made it.
That's so weird you said that. Because my favorite thing about today is my doctor's visit this morning. I went to see the heart guy.
Right.
And I sat next to a guy who was 80, David.
Okay. Oh, wow.
From New Hampshire.
Yeah.
He sounded like your uncle. I can't believe it. And he was talking about, he's got a little scratch on his leg and it was looks like a rash. And he's like, oh, it's not a rash. I don't know what it is. He's like, I wake at 80, you wake up and you check all body parts. You make sure everything moves. And you're like, what is that thing on my leg? Like, that's a little, I must have scratched it last night while I was sleeping. What was that? He's like, I took a shower and everything. I don't know what that is. It's dry skin. It's ashy. I told him, relax. You're 80. Like, But you start, like you said, are you happy you just wake up? Goddamn right you're happy you wake up at 95.
95? You open your eyes, you're like, what? Damn, I'm alive.
I'm good. Let's go.
I got 24 more hours to go see some stuff. I didn't die in my sleep. I mean, like for game 3, he's going to go to sleep tonight. If Boston wins, he's going to be like, man, that get me 48 hours, God. Just give me 48 hours. Just let me stay for 48 more hours. Let me get to game 4.
Win game 3. Let's sweep this thing so I
Yeah,
don't have to worry about Yeah. Yeah, they
the
asked
Reaper's
me
not
today for a follow-up appointment. They're
the
like,
Reaper's going.
right. The lady says, "You want to make the follow-up in 3 months or 6 months?" I said, "Well, how about 3? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to think about coming back in 6 months, and I got a whole other things to think about. The less I can think about, the better. I got to go home and do the show. Let me go."
Grim Reaper's coming. Got to be careful on that.
Man.
It is a Whale Watch Wednesday. Yes. Our guy is here, Mr. Alex Kane from SportTrade back on BVB. How are you, sir? Great to see you. What's new? What's going on? We got a lot of U.S. Open bets to talk about.
What's up, gents? How you guys doing? Am I coming through loud and clear?
You sound and look great.
Amazing.
First order of business. It's Wednesday, which means it's a Whale Watcher Wednesday, brought to you by SportTrade. Good to see you. What were you doing right before this? Because you sent me a text and are you making the media tour and you're talking about us and people and all this other stuff? What's going on, Alex?
So this is a fun day. This is why I love my job. Like, I feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world. I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina for the National Association of Gaming Regulatory Association, something like that. I may have botched the acronym.
Sounds like a hell of a party.
It's a can't miss event. But hold on, what if I told you that Spanky was here? He's been here all week, and he's really starting to put more effort into the bettor's voice. And this is something that we're very aligned with. So we talked about tax and all that stuff last week. We are really starting to put forth a strategy both with regulators and at the legislative level to pave the way for innovative businesses, lower hold businesses, businesses that take customers that the big boys don't want. And we're pounding the pavement. And it's not going to happen overnight, but we're going to have, years of doing this. But it's nice to start to know all the regulators in the room. And I think the pitch of like, hey, look, we're coming into a market. We did a poll, 66% of our players in New Jersey have placed an offshore sports bet in the last 12 months. Wow. Is that because they don't, like DraftKings? It's like, no, it's because they can't use DraftKings or FanDuel or whatever, right? And those brands are great, and I have nothing against them, and they definitely have a place in the market. But what we say to a regulator and a legislator is like, let us come in. We can't pay obviously the $10 million. Let us come in because we're taking customers away from the unregulated market and bringing them back into the regulated market. So that's our pitch. And I've been sort of comparing notes with Spanky, and we've been hanging out a little bit here and there in the last couple of days. So that's what I'm doing. And then obviously we went live with the KXNO radio folks, Ken and Trent. And Ken told me great things about you guys, and he loves you guys, and what a small world. So
Ken Miller and I hosted the Matt and Miller show for 2 years, afternoon drive in Des Moines, Iowa. So awesome. The small world of how these things go. And now Ken uses us for the Brigade Proxy Service when he comes in. Ken's son works for Circa, which is such a weird roundabout type of way.
It's unbelievable.
It's just the world's strange, right? The world is a funky place. You stay long enough and you're going to see some really, really fun stuff in the world. But how are things in Iowa for you guys? How has the start been so far?
Start's been good. I caught the last couple minutes of what you guys were just talking about. Dave, everything going well with you, brother? Like checking in, hospital, doctor, how's that going?
It's good. We got some things that we got to figure out, but I think everything's going to be good. We'll save that for favorite thing about today. I'm just happy I'm alive, and then we'll go from there. So, that's where it starts with the doc, and then I got to figure out, like everything else, like you're learning how to talk to the regulators. You're learning how to this. You're learning how to that. I'm learning through the process of who I got to talk to, who's my advocate, who's selling me a procedure that I may or may not need. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm learning a lot of stuff. But what about let's direct it back a little bit to what you guys got going on a day like today. I saw it yesterday with the basketball. How can you have the best prices on everything on a market like the NBA?
Yeah, the markets for NBA have been awesome. I think I'll check now, but we were seeing I think $50,000 limits on the spread and the money line at 10-cent lines. Let me check in to see how that's going. Yeah, so we're plus 130, minus 140 for around 50K. Boston plus 2.5 is plus 02 for 50K. The flip side of that market is Dallas minus 2.5, minus 111. So that's a 9-cent line. And then we're seeing 50K limits, 25K limits on the total, and that's an 8-cent line. So the idea is volume, right, Dave? You know the game.
That's it.
You know, here's how I look at it. Like you can either it's a form of a bonus, right? We want to bring players in. So like you can either give someone a $500 risk-free bet and you do that once sort of thing. We're just choosing to spend our marketing budget differently. And the marketing budget we are spending is for the long-term investment in the player. Because what we're finding is once a player signs up for SportTrade, right? It's not the easiest thing to go and sign up for a new sports book, right? There's a reason people love their favorite books. But once you try SportTrade, what we're finding is that it's really hard to leave, because now you're saying, well, I'm getting Boston here plus minus 2.5 plus 02. It's minus 05 everywhere else. Like, why would I take minus 105 if I could have plus 102? So for us, it's a long-term like brand and marketing investment that we're making so that customers, because once you start and you play, we have in play, we have these other things, the spreads still stay much tighter than other sports books. Not as tight as a 9-cent line for 50K during the game, but you could still find a 15-cent line in play for NBA, which is really solid. So the basketball has been great and customers have reacted really well. We've taken some pretty large bets there, and then obviously golf is U.S. Open this week at Pinehurst. I've heard great things about the course and how it's running, and we've had a lot of big bets on whatever outrights. Round over-unders, that's a big popular bet for us. And then the tournament matchups has been really interesting to see, these trading groups that we work with offer a price, it gets run over. They offer a new price, it gets run over again. They offer a new price, and then someone comes back the other way, and now they've sort of they've discovered the price. So it's so cool to watch the tape in real time and say, oh, where's this next price we're gonna go? I think someone put like 15K on Scotty Scheffler to beat Rory at minus 162. Rory is still one of the greatest golfers to ever live, and you're telling me that people are still betting Scotty. And then they moved Scotty to minus 180 something, and they bet him again. Minus 180. That's absolutely insane to me. That's how good Scotty Scheffler is right now.
I think this question is, Dave, you can answer this, but I think this is important as we go through talking about SportTrade and why it matters. Dave's Daily Picks is asking, I need to learn what the cents line means, and I don't know where I can find that information. Dave, how would you describe, would you explain 10-cent line versus 20-cent line and why what SportTrade offers is unique?
In terms of a dollar, it's $1.10 to win $1, okay, with the regular juice. So you move it a penny to $1.09. That's cents. That's just the business term, the way it's actually measured. Now, you don't have to bet $1.09. You bet 109 to win 100. You can bet, you just multiply it out on your amount that you want to risk. So
it's the straddle too, right?
It's the straddle.
It's difference between prices.
Right. That's all. It's a difference between prices. Yes.
So if you take a minus 120 and a plus 110, it's a 10-cent line. You go up and push it out to minus 140.
Well, minus 120 in even money, the difference is 20 cents between the two. Right. So now it's a 20-cent line. And as you'll see, as you get higher and this starts to spread all over, old school stuff like Alex and SportTrade are keeping tight lines, and the other spreads are widening. And I don't even know what to call when it's minus 145 and minus 117. That's minus. Alex, you can't win betting into that, right?
Minus is a bad word. But minus is fine, but minus is tough.
How do you
when you start to get to when you start to get to those numbers. Yeah, no, and customers have liked it. And once you start with SportTrade, like you come to the app and it's great prices and great service. And that's really how we're branding ourselves. It's really the app for folks that like getting good prices and understand that. But once you start getting involved, like we have players betting. We had a player bet $49,700 against, I can't even pronounce this dude's name, Christian Bezundehout.
Oh, yeah.
It's right there.
They call him Bez, right? I know him
$49,700 to win $294 on
Alex,
no.
Explain to someone why someone would do that, because I've tried for years to try to explain why that person, it entered their head that this was a good investment.
So the unique thing about SportTrade is like once you start to this player has bet $49,700 to win $294, as Matt just mentioned. The cool thing about what we offer is that if this player goes and bets against another golfer, let's say he bets against Keegan Bradley, someone about the same price, and he lays another 49,000 to win 1,000 or whatever. What SportTrade will actually do is it won't charge the player $49,000. It will actually credit the player the 1,000. And the reason is because Keegan and Bez both can't win. If one wins, the other loses. The best case scenario is, of course, both of those players don't end up winning, but there's a chance that one wins, but in no scenario can both players win. So what we've seen players start to do is once you bet no on one player, you sort of have the ability to go and bet against a bunch of other players, and that will start to bring your balance back up. It's a bit hard to wrap your head around when you're like, wait, I'm placing a bet, my balance is going up. But what we say is like, well, both of these bets can't win. So we've had players start to bet against 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. And so when you see this in a vacuum, it's like, okay, was this an ARB and he got a yes price on maybe a prime? There's a lot of ARBs that happen between SportTrade and Prime in New Jersey, which is great. Does this player really laying $50K to win $300? It really just hates this player. Was it a value bet? Like those are all questions, and I don't know the answer to it. But that's the best
part, Alex. As the book, you don't care. I don't care what the answer to that question is. I know this guy just gave me almost 50 dimes, and if he wins, I give him an extra 300. If he loses, I get to keep $50,000. I don't care what his reason is. I can't wait to take the bet. And he's going to spray the board with 8 or 10 guys like that. Mm-hmm. That's liquidity, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. And the cool thing about this is that this tweet that we put out, obviously through the whale tracker, which is, for those listening, any bet that's over $3,000, we put it out there into the ethos on something called the SportTrade Whale Tracker on Twitter. We picked up like 2,500 followers on the account. Like David's calling me. I'm at this conference. He's like, something's happening. I'm like, what's happening? And Bleacher Report picks it up. And people started saying, you know what? Like everyone had a different reaction, but some people were like, I'm going to bet on this guy. Well, sure enough. So we took that bet at -16,900. Just it's hard, it's a huge price to lay. But then the next day, guess what happened? Someone bet him at 140 to 1. So when we talk about the spread staying tight, laying -17,000 and then getting +14,000 that is such a tight spread. Right. And so now we have no risk. Somebody took the yes, somebody took the no. We take a little bit and everyone moves on. And that's what you can do if you have the spread so tight and you always let players bet the yes and the no side. So there was a sweat there for one of the trading teams, I'm sure, for about 18 hours. But I think because of all this hype that came in and we had the best price on the yes now because someone bets the no, that's going to move the price, right? Price discovery, old school bookmaking. Now someone comes in and takes the yes, and now there's no risk. This will be fun to watch.
They're tagging me on the Twitter, which I absolutely love. I got a full disclosure. I wake up Saturday morning, all right, and I'm 3 hours behind, and I check my Twitter feed, and some guy walks in or via the app, like I say, walks into the joint and bets every golfer over his score for the day for 16,000, 8,000, 10,000, and I'm looking at this going, wow, and it was a great tweet where it said, expecting tough conditions today at the Memorial. I mean, he bet even Scotty Scheffler over 70.5 for a winning score. The guy went 7-2. I mean, those were good bets. I tracked that all day. Gave me something to do on a Saturday where I went, oh, okay. You can use this as a resource, Alex, even if you don't bet, right?
Totally. That's been the coolest thing about the tape. Like, people have really liked it, is like, it gives you an idea of what's happening. And I think the cooler thing that's happening right now is like, we take these big bets and that will shape the line, right? But then it's really cool to see there's two-way flow on a lot of these things. And there's the $20 bets, the $100 bets, the $500 bets. That's where you make it, as I would say. You're only going to have so many players that are going to come in and bet 25,000 at a time. But it's so cool to see once these prices move. Like, if a sharp expresses an opinion, and let's take a simple example, -110 line, and they express an opinion on something like a golf matchup. Well, a book that's doing price discovery is going to move to something like -120 +100. And so what happens is we have a lot of retail players that were thinking about betting -110 the other way, but that line just improved to +100 because the sharp moved it. And so now we see the two-way flow, because they're like, well, I was going to bet this at -110. Now I'm really going to bet at +100. This is a deal. This is too good to be true. And sometimes we even see sharps on the opposite side of
That's
the line.
my favorite thing in life in the book is to have two sharps and two-way flow. That's how I learned this business. I didn't care why sharp A was betting. I didn't care why sharp B was betting. I just knew they were betting against each other, and I was in the middle saying, thank you very much. Come back tomorrow. Two-way flow. I'm putting that on a T-shirt, Alex. Thank you.
That's one that goes on a T-shirt for sure. We'll have to get two of those.
How has the tape been received as you guys start talking about it and you guys are putting out in real time the bets that are coming in and people can watch it and follow or fade whatever bets are coming in? How has that been received now that you guys are putting the push out with the industry and with the market, as folks can now check it out, even without being, having an account, they can go and check out the tape?
So we've gotten actually surprisingly good feedback. I mean, I would say surprisingly, because I thought to myself there was going to be certain players that said I really don't want it to be out there, but I think they realized like, well, I've already made my play and the line's kind of already moved if I'm big enough anyhow. We had a feedback come in yesterday, and someone had said, let me get this right. Whoever came up with the tape deserves a raise.
Hey.
So I went to the investors like, hey, we're working pretty hard over here. No, just listen. So what's coming next? So Matt is on our design team. I want to get Matt on the show one of these times. He can talk you through how he's designed the app and how he talks to players all the time.
Nice.
And we're adding search. We're adding filtering. So you could say, give me bets that are only $1,000 or more, only on NBA. Or give me only prop bets over $100. So you have that ability to sort of fine tune a little bit. In terms of from what the users are doing, we broke an all-time record last week. On Saturday night or Sunday night, we did 1,700 trades on the platform, which is an all-time record for us.
Wow!
So it's been cool to see players. I think for all sorts of players, we have arbors that say, yeah, I open up the tape, and when I see some interesting big bets on player props, I know that somebody's laid down some arb. So I even know what other venue it is because I arb so much. So you have that use case. You have use cases of players that are smaller that say, hey, if I see a bet that comes in for $6,000, $7,000, I'm putting $5 on that. And you can start to see that on the tape. Someone lays down something big, and then you see the bets tail it. So there's a lot of different use cases. Eventually, we want to get to a point, maybe before football season, where we'll give you a push notification if your trade was tailed, and then you'll be able to see how many times a given trade was tailed. So this $49,500 bet, probably $7,000 bet, probably not going to be too popular with people tailing that because no one wants to lay 50,000 to win 300. Well, there's one person, not too many people. But I think you'll start to see some big bets get tailed, and you'll get to see, wow, this gun got tailed 35 times.
Last one for me. We got to go because we got another guest coming in here quick in a minute. Is anybody betting college baseball? I'm just curious. Have you got a market for that at SportTrade?
We'd love to get a market for it. We don't currently. And the short answer is, like, if we don't feel like we can put out a super high quality product, we'd rather players not get bad prices. So we really need to prepare and get that ready for next year. Because I've been watching a bit. It's
because
awesome.
that is actually better than putting up a crap product. Don't put anything up at all.
Totally.
Love it.
Alex, thank you for the time. We appreciate it. Enjoy the conference. I love South Carolina. Charleston's a gorgeous, gorgeous city.
Stay up too late with Spanky. That's all.
It's hard. It's hard not to.
Don't do it, Alex. Text me if you need an out. I'll bail you out.
Alex, thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week here on the show. We appreciate it. Well Watch Wednesdays here with SportTrade. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Alex Kane, Whale Watch Wednesdays for us here on the Bostonian versus the Book, and we go directly right to our guy, Mr. Allan Bell, joining us. We're talking college baseball. AB, what's up? Welcome back to BBB.
Boys, let me first off say I am thrilled to be back with you, man. It's so good to see you guys. And look, let me give a shout out to Alex, too. Like, I thought you guys asked a great question right there. Look at that. And the ball's at right there. I thought you asked a good question in regards to college baseball and having a market for it. And if you don't have good prices, don't do it, because this is the most volatile sport that there is. Any insanity that can happen, it happens every game. So, that was a great question and a very educated answer by Alex. Yeah.
Good to see you, sir. I'm glad to finally meet you like this. We've talked and communicated so much. I said, I can't wait to hear what he's got to say. This has been, sorry, Will, banana, crazy shit for like a week. The super regionals, nuts. West Virginia in a super regional. Looked like they had a shot, was going to win. North Carolina. I'll ask you this to start. How do you determine, going to Omaha, who is the best team in this thing? Like, I feel like of all the teams, 6 can win it?
Yeah, you're right. First off, you take a look at what these teams have done consistently all year long. Tennessee, number one team for a reason. They have been the exact same team all year long. They can pitch, they can hit. They can hit better than you. They can pitch just as good as you, and they have guys that have been here before. This is their third College World Series in the last 4 years. They are ready to go. All right, Florida State, who they're playing, has been the same team all year long. You're going to have to score 12 runs to be in that game. They're going to do it over and over and over, and they have played a top 5 strength of schedule, and they have held up. And then Texas A&M, same deal as Tennessee. They are a team that can pitch just as well as you. They can hit better than you, and they might arguably be the most clutch team in this tournament. So those are your top 3. I know that the odds don't show it, but let me give you a little insight here, because if you're looking at the futures right now to win this thing, okay, Tennessee number 1, 250, A&M, all right, plus 350. I want you to take a look at Florida State there, okay, plus 850. The only reason that they are plus 850 is because they play Tennessee in game 1 on Friday. And Florida State can beat Tennessee because they can score just as many runs. So if Florida State wins game 1, that 850 will go to 250 immediately. So if you're looking for value on a futures play, that's your one right there. Florida State is very, very – Florida State could go through this thing and not lose a game. They're that good. Yeah, they're that good. I'm not saying they do, but they're good enough to do it. Like, they can play with anyone here, and they have all the confidence in the world.
AB, as a guy who worked in Omaha for 5 years covering the College World Series, I am relatively surprised that we're looking at just the ACC and the SEC. First time since 1948 that we haven't seen teams from the West Coast being a part of this. Does that change the odds to you at all? This is only 2 conferences, and these teams, 4 of them each, have seen each other, played each other, know each other pretty well in terms of just recruiting and how each team wants to play?
Yes, it does. That's a great question. Now, here's the interesting part. Okay, so you take a look, and we have what? Is it 4 SEC teams and 4 ACC teams, right?
Yep.
So the way that this thing is it's 2 brackets, all right? 4 teams in bracket 1, 4 teams in bracket 2. Bracket 2 has 3 SEC teams: Kentucky, Texas A&M, and Florida. Texas A&M and Florida play each other in game 1. They've all seen each other. Tennessee's the lone SEC team on the other side. So take that what you think that it will. Tennessee won 2 out of 3 against Kentucky, 2 out of 3 against Texas A&M, 2 out of 3 against Florida. They might have wanted to play those guys. Now they're playing teams, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida State, who they haven't played, any of them. Now, they're not going to be afraid to do it, but depending on how you look at it, yeah, like that's a great question, specifically on that bracket 2 of 3 of those 4 teams have seen each other. And it took 3 games. We almost had 4 SEC teams because Georgia would have taken the place of NC State and played Kentucky. The entire right side would have been the SEC. It would have been wild.
What about, I wore this one for you because I knew you'd be on, but what about this? This is little North Carolina Tar Heel.
That's a clean hat.
Team, those numbers, like, look at that. I can't figure out, is this because of their first round matchup too? Like, because the road through the losers bracket, when you lose that first game, you can't lose another game. The margin for error is so thin. And I looked and I went, why is North Carolina like a drastically different from the top? Are they live to win it?
Oh, yeah. Look, any of these teams can win it. Like, honestly, I really do believe that. I know we just said, kind of like 6 of 8. That's your standard number. But it's so tight in game ones. And what I mean by that is this. The matchups worked out that each game, like each team is playing its mirror image in game 1. Tennessee and Florida State, the exact same style of team. North Carolina, Virginia, exact same style. Kentucky, NC State, Texas A&M, and Florida. So you could have teams that get upset. You could have favorites that win. Like, it is going to be wild on Friday and Saturday. And North Carolina, hell yeah, they can win this thing, man. They went through LSU. Keep going down the list. Like, this team is legit. And they've done it all year long, right? Like, this has been a top 15 team all year. They're money. They can pitch. They can hit. They're clutch. Like, North Carolina is very, very good. Virginia is very understated. They're very Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah.
Quiet, blue blood style. Like, they don't say a lot. Like, it's kind of Duke basketball, right? Like, that's kind of your style. Where North Carolina will get out there and have a little fun with it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, hell yeah. North Carolina could definitely win this.
Yeah, it's funny.
And here's the question. And I throw it back to you. All right, so with 8 teams, 7 of them expected to be there. Florida is the team that had a horrendous regular season, but they get into the tournament literally as a 3 or 4 seed, like in their bracket, they're basically like a 55 seed out of 64.
Right. Yep.
Go through regionals, crush it. Go to super regionals to Clemson, who is unbelievably good. Swept them. Like, I don't know what to do with Florida because all year long it wasn't talent. They have major league talent all over the roster. It was a locker room thing, but they figured it out. Like, that's the wild card to watch for because they got the postseason and they just legitimately haven't lost. They just keep going. Yeah.
Maybe it's wild to see this many SEC teams being in Omaha and LSU not being one of them. They're the team that, look, everybody in Omaha love because they bring a huge crowd. They're a fan favorite. And a lot of the Omaha people who go every year, it's a huge, huge deal in the city. They go to cheer for a lot of the Southern schools. They love SEC baseball. They love LSU. Who's bringing the most fans? Are Vol fans showing up here? What's the feeling at TD Ameritrade in the park? Who's bringing the fans?
Yeah. So this is a great question. All right. Tennessee will bring a lot because this is the year. Like, the team is that good. They've been at the top basically all year long. Everyone knows what time it is. They're not talking about it, but the players and coaches understand that this is the one. Like, this is the one to go get. If you don't win the title now, you might not ever do it. And their recruiting is just ungodly. Like, this is the one. So you're going to see a lot of Tennessee fans. You'll see a lot of Florida fans. You'll see a lot of Texas A&M fans because they're very invested as well. Yeah, like that. I'm fascinated, like Florida State. Like, I don't know because they're a blue blood squad, but they've never won a College World Series. And Kentucky, we talk about Kentucky basketball. Yeah. This is the first time Kentucky's ever been to the College World Series. So the Blue Mist is going to show up too. Yeah. It's going to be a nice distribution of fan bases. But you bring up a good point. Like, LSU's baseball fan base it's another level. Like, it's another level. Yeah.
Another level is kind of what we're doing here with BVB. It's what you're doing with DTL. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk to our audience a little bit about what you're doing with your show, how this space is going, what you and Coach are trying to do, and just kind of tell people, because I've been watching you from afar for a while, and sitting in books and going, who is this Allan Bell guy and what's he doing? And I think a lot of people are asking the question, AB, what are him and Coach doing right now? What the hell is going on? Tell the people what you're doing.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, Driving the Line, man. You can find us on YouTube at Driving the Line. And quite frankly, like, we're trying to follow your mirror image, like what you guys have done and built in a community. And I'm not saying that of like, hey, we're just going to come rip you guys off. Like, it's not that. But like, no, like, you guys have, and I've been fans of you guys for a long time. Like, you guys have an awesome community of really die-hard, like, people that are a part of the show. You know what I mean? Like, they're a part of this with you. And like, that's exactly what we do. So every day, 10 a.m. Eastern, YouTube, as you said, at Driving the Line, we hit you with the daily bets, but we also have fun with it too. And we try to break down not only, the best bets and all that, but that's really not the base of the show. It's to make everyone a better and try to help do it. And quite frankly, as you guys will say, sometimes it's the audience teaching you. They're like, hey, let me educate you on this team. You know what I mean? Like, so it's everyone in together. That's exactly what we're trying to do. What you guys have done, and you guys is like, your crew is fantastic, man. Like, they're
crazy.
Awesome.
They're crazy. The brigade.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
They're wild. Do you have any theories, thoughts, or plays on tonight, Game 3? My Celtics. KP may or may not play. He's walking.
You don't have to say Celtics, Allan. You
can say whatever you want.
Whatever you want. You don't. Yeah. Please. You don't have to. Say
Game 3. Who wins? Any thoughts, plays, picks on the game tonight?
Yeah. So I think that it's impossible to bet against Boston, right? Like, I mean, they've just been playing better. Like, and that's nothing against Dallas. Like, the Celtics, like, they haven't even had to use Tatum yet. They haven't even had to use the guy. However, I think that tonight is the night that we're going to see points. Like, I like the over 212.5. I like if you're playing props. Like, I put together today, like, I've been playing for like pretty much through the playoffs, like Doncic 4+3s, Tatum 2+3s, right? Like, you bring it down on Tatum, and you could get about -115 depending on the night. Sometimes you could get it even money, but I think tonight is the night of scoring. I don't know if it's going to be that way the rest of the series. Who knows? But I think you're going to get everything that you have out of Dallas. Everything. Like, this is
better bench play. They better play better from the bench, which means Kyrie might likely go over. So
yeah, exactly, right. And like, Kyrie's got to show up.
Yeah,
Kyrie's got to show up tonight. If he doesn't,
let me play devil's advocate. Because I'm on the under.
Yep.
I think if you look at the way Dallas has played at home this year, they play a much more deliberate style at home. If they run with Boston, they're going to get run off the court. And I think they know it. So I think going back home, that's why I like the under, because I think that Dallas is offensively, this could be a blowout. If Boston wins, it's like 105-88.
Oh, God.
Like, they kill them.
It's a good point. Yeah, no, it's a good point. And like, blowouts always lead to unders, right? Like, absolutely. Yep. And the fascinating part too is, I agree with you, like, on what you said. And like, if you try to run with Boston, you get run off the court, and they can also D your ass up too, better than anybody. Like, this Celtics team's legit, dude. They're
6-0, and the under is 5-1 for Boston on the road, and the under is 5-1 with Dallas at home in the playoffs. So it's just it's the unders are because Boston's gone on the road and beat the shit out of the team they're facing. So if that happens, if we have a 100 game like with 5 to play, it's going to obviously fly over 214, 215. It just depends upon the pace early in this game, and if Kyrie's not on. Luka's banged up, man. Luka, I mean, I like the over 3.5 threes. He hit that for us. I bet that too in the last game. He hit that in the first half. So I think it's very similar to this game, as we'll see a 3-point early barrage from Tatum, both guards for Boston, both white. I think everyone's betting against Sam Hauser. Watch out for Sam Hauser tonight. He was 0 for 5.
Sam Hauser PR tour.
He was 0 for 5. Okay. He was 0 for 5. He had 5 clean looks. Over 1.5 threes is plus 125 on him. Yeah. I'm just saying. I like my boy.
First off, let me say this. Hey, let me get a cash out on that over. I love the way that's all right, what do we do? Okay, look, what do we do with Horford? because Horford has numbers that are so low and attainable, and he's such a veteran that, like, go ahead,
Allan, but they've totally fucked with us on this because it was 11.5 or 12.5 points in rebounds for. It's now 15.5 and 16.5.
Yeah.
So the books know what the books are. I hate the word trap, but the books are juicing this high because they know everyone's thinking the same way. No Porzingis. Here comes Horford. Drew Holiday over 13.5 points. People, I think Dave mentioned it yesterday.
Yep.
I think people are sleeping a bit on Holiday's props tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's been really hot on the road. He scored over 13.5 in both games against Cleveland on the road, in both games on the road. In the last series against Indiana, he was in the 20s both games in that game against Indiana. I like Holiday's points over tonight.
Dude, we use a term on our show called educate and entertain. That right there is educate.
That was educate and entertain. Yeah. All right. Last one for me. 20-second timeout.
Yeah.
Stop with the Boston bullshit talk just for a second. We'll finish the show with that. You do the show with Coach. You got any golf this week? It's U.S. Open golf. And we just had this whale watcher guy on. Alex does a great job taking the bets. You making any bets for U.S. Open golf? Because Scotty Scheffler is, a.k.a. Tiger Woods reincarnated. How do you go against him? Where do you find any bets or value in the U.S. Open?
It's tough to find value, right? Like on Scotty, on a guy like that. But I try to play him at like a top 10, top 5. If you could get something decent, but it's difficult. Tiger, I'm playing not to make the cut. Sorry. Pinehurst is ridiculous. And let me leave you with this. Let me leave you this in college baseball because I want everybody to understand it. If you're betting it, understand Charles Schwab Field, where they play in Omaha, is a completely different stadium than all of these college fields. It is a major league field that is huge. It is completely different. Home runs go way down. It's a completely different atmosphere.
But is it a bigger field,
Wrigley.
Allan,
Hold on,
like,
it's Wrigley, though,
like
Allan.
Colorado, where you get gap shots? And does that lead to overs or
No.
unders? Like,
No, because the guys cover the gaps. The wind is the difference.
Yes.
The one thing about Omaha is where's the wind? They built the thing to basically be when the wind blows. That's why the park is so big, because it can be like Wrigley, where it's blowing out. Ding, see ya. That baseball goes, in particular to left center and right center. The alleys, if the wind's blowing, ball can take off. But you're right about the size of the park. It's enormous.
Yeah, Matt just nailed it. Literally, that nugget right there of wind can literally make the difference between betting money lines and betting totals. It's that massive of a difference.
Hey, B, do you have a wind guy in Omaha that we can reach out to?
I'm
not even joking. Like, listen, this is what we got to know. I gotta know if the wind's blowing out or not. Because
I got people on the ground. I got you. I got my Omaha people going to the game.
Matty boy right there's got us covered, man.
Last one for me.
Come to that from there.
Last one for me.
Yeah.
What sound do you like better? Because I know you're a baseball guy.
Yeah.
That aluminum bat sound or the wood bat sound? Which one for you?
The wood bat sound now, because they've changed the college baseball bats. The BB cores are almost dead now. It used to be the ding.
Yeah.
You don't get that anymore. So now it's wood for me. What about you?
Yeah. Oh, look at D-Stout leaving for Omaha tomorrow. Go to the game. That's sweet,
There you
D-Stout. There you go. That's
phenomenal. D-Stout's going to help us out. D-Stout's going to be
He's on the ground.
Yeah.
D-Stout, you're on the show on Friday. If we can reach out for Roll Call Friday, we're going to have D-Stout on.
We'll end it with golf because Dave opened the door, so I want to ask you. Pinehurst is being watered. People are thinking if we're watering it on Wednesday, that means this thing's going to be absolutely crispy by Sunday, and it's going to be a really low-scoring course. Tiger said that round 1 will be the lowest scoring of the 4. It will get progressively harder as we go. What's the winning score? 4 or 5 under?
I think it's going to be less than that. I think you're literally going to be looking at par, maybe even plus, because it's going to be humid this weekend, and the greens at Pinehurst are literally, dude, they're a launch pad, man. Like it just takes on. You think Augusta National's bad? Pinehurst could go toe to toe with it on speed. It's brutal. I'm going to say right around even, maybe even +1. It's that tough.
Awesome. AB, give the folks the information again. Where can they find your stuff? Where can they watch your stuff?
Yeah, at Driving the Line on YouTube. Just look up #DTL on Twitter, or just in your chat, because Friday we're coming for that win report from you and D Scout. So
Let's
there you
go.
go right there.
Allan, good stuff, man. Thank you for the time. This was a lot of fun. We'll do it again soon, all right?
Oh, look forward to it, man. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Allan Bell joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Great to get him on the program. We've been rolling here, right? I mean, my gosh, we're already an hour plus into the show. Look at this. Oh, you're right where you're supposed to be. There we go. Good stuff with AB. Good stuff with Alex Kane. Good start to the show. First hour just flew. We're done with an hour already. We haven't even talked about what happened last night. We can get into what happened last night here with this. But do you agree with him, the even par or under? That's what we're talking about for US Open?
I don't know. What are they doing with the course? Are they watering it now so they're not going to touch it all weekend and it's going to get dried out and make it really hard?
Correct. Yes. That's the theory is that. The theory is that they are watering it today, get moisture into the thing, and then good luck.
Oh my God.
It's the US Open. And people just saw the PGA. So the USGA has egg on their face because the PGA setup just was historically bad. I mean, ridiculously easy to score. And so they're going to go the exact opposite and make it impossible.
And that's what people want to watch.
I think golf fans want to watch that. Real golf fans want to watch that. Yes.
Okay. We get into this argument all the time. We used to say to this, people, we want more scoring in football. Well, do we? But because when we have a good defensive game, people don't watch. We want low scoring in golf. We want them to go low, get birdies, make eagles, exciting golf. You get it in a championship, and everybody's going, what was this? Why did we do this? Blah, 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 blah. So now be careful what you ask for because you're going to get a really hard, cool-looking golf course. I've never been to Pinehurst. Have you?
I've driven past it. Never been there.
Yeah, I've never been there.
I've been to where it is. I've just never been on the course.
Got people from all over the country, all over the
gorgeous part of Carolina.
Continent. If anybody's been to Pinehurst, tell us in the chat that you've been there. Appreciate it. I think I don't know, 4 under, 5 under is good.
I'm with AWN.
I'm rooting for the course this weekend. AOWN. All right, listen, people will like that. Put your winning score today. If you're in the chat, put your winning score. What wins the US Open? I don't want to see even win it. I want to see somebody go shoot 1 under every day, like -4, -5. That's a good number.
That's a good number.
Yeah. Or one day they could shoot 68. The next
I'm going to say it's 2. I'm going to say it's 2 under, and there's only going to be about 2 or 3 players who break par.
Wow.
I think the cut line will be somewhere at first. It's probably 6 to 7 over. Will be the cut line.
Jeez.
I mean, I think I think the course is going to be ferocious, and I think you're going to hear guys bitching and moaning after every single course saying it's unfair.
I got to check the weather. I got to talk to, I think tonight we're going to have, I know Cam's going to have some golf stuff. I don't know if,
the weather's perfect. It's going to be 88, 92, 91, 89.
Oh, whoa.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be breezy. It's going to be very, very, very dry.
Oh my, I don't know if that leads to I think that means lower scores. 5 under.
2, 3. And I think you're going to see a ton of guys. Butchie, I'm with you. Tiger not to make the cut. I agree. Tiger game.
Not to make the cut. It's got to be a bet. Has to be a bet.
I mean, he missed the PGA. He's going to miss He's at Pinehurst. He's all of a sudden going to rally.
Is this a flat course? Not much elevation changes?
It's a wide open course. It's not really flat. It's wide open. There's not a lot of off the tee. There's not a lot of penalties, and the ball runs on the course on the fairways.
Okay.
You hit fairways. It's long. It's 7,500 yards. It's a long course.
Okay.
So it's going to be. I'm super excited to see how difficult the USGA is going to make it, and I agree with Tiger that round 1 very well might be the lowest of the scoring rounds. So if you go out and shoot like a 60, it's a par 70. So you shoot like a 69, 67, somewhere in that range. Like you shoot like a 3 or 4 under par, you may just be able to hang on to that and shoot par the rest of the tournament and win the thing.
So Mr. Anderson, Steve Anderson came in the chat and said the first cut is nasty. It is open, but if you miss it, you're screwed.
Yep.
So you miss the fairway. It leads to more bogeys, which keeps scores down. I don't know. It's weird, the calendar, because there's only one more major after this.
Correct.
They threw the PGA. And so this is it. The other, the next one is the Open Championship, which is the British Open.
Mm-hmm.
This is the crescendo. I love it being Father's Day weekend. There's usually a story. And Scotty won last week. First win as a dad.
Oh, good point.
Baby was there.
Yep.
And now he goes to Pinehurst. Does he do it again? It's going to be.
We didn't turn against Tiger. We're gamblers, my friend. We're not turning against Tiger by betting against him.
Oh, I would love nothing more for Tiger to be in the mix coming the weekend. That would be awesome.
Yeah, but just
his body is physically unable to do the job for multiple rounds.
It is a 7,550-yard course. This is not good for a guy with a bad leg.
Right.
You have to walk. Like this is not a great situation for him. So, and then if it gets breezy and hot, it's 91 degrees. I mean, the last time 25 years ago when they played the PG, when they played the US Open there, it was 7,100 yards. The average drive was 271 yards.
Yeah, well, I mean, the technology has changed everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even talking about 290. 290 now.
Yeah.
So I mean, the stimp meters are going to be fun. Like you've already seen the video on the practice green, the guys dropping the ball and watching the thing just run off the course. Like it's going to be hard.
Have you ever done that? Like when you go to play a course and it's actually, it's fast. It's alarming. It's alarming. You're like, how am I going to putt on this? It's alarming.
Yep. It's not going to be easy. So we'll watch it tomorrow. I got a couple of bets in better to book it. I'll give you for the upcoming U.S. Open, which starts tomorrow at Pinehurst number 2. So the White Sox blow another lead, and we got a couple of nice thank you notes from people in our Discord channel who went and bet this. We told you when the White Sox have a lead on the road, it's an auto fire.
Yeah.
4-3 win for the Mariners.
I don't know what to even say. I don't know when his streak's going to end. Just keep doing this.
17-51. White
Sucks
Sox
to be on that team. Like
17
they're
and 51.
leading these games. They're not going and showing up and losing 8-0. This is like where you got to go in the clubhouse after. Go, what do we have to do to just win?
Oh, stop throwing the guys you're throwing out of the bullpen. Can't hold a lead.
Well, what do you think of this theory? This was presented to me.
Okay.
They're kind of doing it on purpose. They're not trying to win. They're tanking.
For who? For what?
To get
draft picks?
They have the best record for Double-A in all of baseball.
Okay.
They have guys down there that could come up and change everything, but they're all going to come up together. They have the best team with the most prospects in baseball in Double-A at Birmingham. Their AAA's in Charlotte. I found this out yesterday, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So to prove your point on this, let's see. The White Sox. Yeah, they've got 1, 2, 3 of their top 4, 5 of their top 10 prospects are at Double-A.
Yep. Killing it. Learning how to play together, learning each other. They ain't coming up anytime soon. So the way it's structured, it's to their advantage to not do well. Now, you can't tank and get the number 1 pick.
So Colson Montgomery is the number 10 ranked prospect of the top 100 by Baseball America. He's at AAA. 22 years old, 6'3", shortstop. Their next guy ranked in the top 100 is Noah Schultz, a left-handed pitcher. He's 39th. He's at Double-A. He's 20. He's 6'9", 220 pounds. That kid's a rail. 6'9".
The White Sox stuff now for next year.
6'9", 220. He's number 39th in the top 100.
Yep.
Their next top 100 prospect is, let's see,
another pitcher, I believe.
Catcher, Edgar Quiero.
Oh,
at Double-A.
Yep.
5'11", 210, 21-year-old.
Yep.
who is their catcher, who will
Young
come
kids.
up. So you got
Young
three.
kids.
You got 3 top 100 prospects for the White Sox. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So, all of that being said, this thing that's going on, that ain't changing anytime soon. At least until the trade deadline. I mean, this might be a nice month run of historically bad baseball.
The Orioles sent Jackson Holiday back down, huh? Interesting. Didn't realize that.
You're not hitting. You got to go.
Yeah, the only top 100 prospect on this list is currently in the big leagues is Paul Skeens.
That guy's pretty good.
8 Ks against the Cardinals yesterday. 2-1 win for the Pirates. I bet the over. It was 0-0, and my goodness, you guys were getting no hit through 6 innings. Mikolas almost no hit you guys. What is that?
There's like 3 or 4 guys in the lineup that are hitting like 200 or less. They're trying their best to moderate, work your way through the lineup and get enough runs. It'd be nice if we could just, like it was the first few starts for Skeens where they score 6. He did have a game. Did you see the fans in St. Louis?
Standing O. It's pretty cool.
I love baseball because there's a lot of cities that wouldn't do that, but they are one of them that did. I would do that if I was watching a guy pitch. I would do it.
St. Louis, Boston, Chicago
played that way.
Chicago did that. I mean, when Skeens left, Chicago did that when Skeens left the field.
They did. The Cubs fans did it. Baseball fans get it.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Skeens is, I mean, obviously he's the real deal, but like we're starting to get that feeling again. Like there's a horse, Keller, Jones again, Pittsburgh.
Just keep his arm healthy. Keep his arm healthy. You're coming, but you got to keep his arm healthy. How many times have we seen this? Power pitcher come up, snap.
Hey, let him pitch 6 1/3. His innings prop went over, pitch into the 7th. Stretching him out a little bit. This is good. Keep the pitch count down. K prop still went over.
So mean.
Oh, LL, it ain't right. LL, it ain't fine. It's not today. I don't want to hear that. Although Garrett Cole is a Yankee. I mean,
right?
Foreman.
He is. He was yours.
Same thing when Cole came up, but like, ruined my mojo. LL with that one. Thanks.
It's unbelievable.
Rather go to the Red Sox.
Okay, I'll take him. I'll take him for sure. Please. Speaking of the Yankees, 3rd straight win, 10-1 win over the KC Royals. That offense back with Soto in the lineup?
Yeah, a couple nice pitching matchups for them and them lighting it up. Yeah. I don't want to disperse, JC from KC, but kind of saw it coming.
I don't know. I still like the Royals. They're not hitting right now. Their offense went silent.
A couple good pitching. I mean, they ran into Rodon and Stroman, right? I mean, it's not like, you get major league pitchers can go into any park at any team and just win. They scored 1 run and 0 runs, right? They got shut out the day before and 1 run. Doesn't really matter. I think the story more is that Kansas City didn't hit after a big weekend against Seattle. So I don't know. What's the line today? Wow. It's even higher today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about Altavilla, the pitcher for Kansas City. I know nothing. I'll have to do some research in between shows tonight. Sports Grid, massive show with the finals. We're going to be on a long time. You are locked in for the halftime.
Okay.
So if
it's good,
if there's a problem,
no, it's fine.
We'll fix it.
They just texted me and said, "Do you have any best bets for tonight?" I'm like, "I'm coming on at halftime." What do you mean best bets?
Yeah, we'll talk about the game at the half.
I know, but I can't give out a bet. The game's already half over.
Well, no, because they'll build a graphic that we'll refer to at halftime. If you have something on the game,
I've got 3 things on the game
to pop up.
Okay, so in other words, either a victory lap or a knockdown, depending on if you hit or not.
No, but like if you were on Celtics first half.
Oh, right. Okay. The game's over. But
it's over. Or if you're on team total over for the game, we'll know halfway where we're at and be able to discuss it. It's not. It just need graphics.
Boston at Dallas, laying 2.5 points. Dallas at home. It was 1.5. Now it's 2.5. Kristaps Porzingis was at practice. We don't know exactly how much he did, but he was there. He was walking without any limp, without any crutches, or without anything on the actual ankle.
Have we seen him get on the court and shoot or do anything yet?
Nope.
Are we going to?
Nope. Oh,
is that fair?
Now. Oh, it's some threes now. Okay, so he's not
fair.
Playing. He's not playing tonight. I can't. Well, why would he play? There's no need to play him.
If he dies, he dies. He said he's going to die.
What'd you say? He's playing.
Play.
It's a rope-a-dope.
Play.
You think he's playing?
I absolutely think he's going to play.
Wow. Don't? I don't.
First poll, 1 hour and almost 10 minutes in. Give the kids something to vote for, boys and girls. Does KP play? Matt asked the question. There's the graphic right there. We're going to have a poll. Yes or no? I am voting right now. If you're watching the show live, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and vote whether KP's playing. I say yes.
Our boy Butchie is taking a position. Everyone's at 3. He's
trying
at
to
2.
Get me to jump back in the ring. I'm telling you right now, I could sit next to this dude all damn day. Well, I don't know if I could sit next to him all day because he just cackles and talks. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. But this is what I agree 100%. Put it at 2. Come lay it here. Let's go.
I don't think they need him. I don't
You're
think.
Nuts when you say that.
I'm just sorry. I mean,
they can win without him, but
correct.
Damn, if he's okay, give me 10 minutes.
Of course,
2 minutes a quarter, 3 minutes.
I will. I'm not saying he doesn't make them better. He does make them better.
Yes.
But the 5 guys that they're going to run out and the 2 guys off the bench that Boston has, I mean, KP just makes them, like, as we talked about, the A version of Boston with Porzingis on the court cannot be matched by Dallas. The A version of Boston without Porzingis is difficult for Dallas to match, but they could match it. KP is the difference maker. He's the unicorn. He's the guy that they have no answer for. But when they take him off the court, I mean, this is why Joe Mazzulla didn't start him. This is why Joe Mazzulla said, hey, we're bringing him off the bench. Because if he gets hurt, it doesn't matter. Like, we've got our 5 guys. We have Al Horford. Al's playing 30 minutes tonight. Whether or not KP plays or not, Al Horford's playing 30 minutes tonight.
Is that better or worse for Boston overall?
Either or. It doesn't matter. It's just.
It's a lot, though. Like, I think
he averages that. That's what he plays. That's what he plays is 30 minutes a game. So Horford's playing that many minutes regardless. It's just the rotation is different. It really cuts into the other guys, into Hauser and to Pritchard. That's what KP's playing time.
Hauser love for so much. You love this guy.
Don't love him. I think the number is wrong. I think the number of shots he's taking, he's going to start to hit them. He's going to start. Anderson, he may not be the same, but he's not that far away from what Boston does from a passing perspective. Okay, and the ball moves more with Horford on the court than KP. That's the biggest difference between the 2. The ball moves. Porzingis has been listed as questionable. Luka was questionable last game and played.
Yeah, he played a lot.
Played a lot. I mean, look at if Porzingis is playing 25 minutes tonight, it's fucking over. Like,
whoa!
See you later. It's over. He plays his normal. He plays 20 minutes tonight. That's it. It's over. 3-0. See ya. I don't think he's playing, and I think Boston loses tonight.
You don't think if he doesn't play, can Boston win?
Yes. Will they? I don't think so.
If he does play, will Boston win?
Yes. 20 minutes. He's going to play his normal allotment.
Right.
He's got to play what he played in game 1, game 2. He's going to play. If he plays, they win. If he doesn't play, or he's limited to like 5 minutes, I mean, he may get out there and just like test it and run up and down the court and be like, nope, can't do it. I mean, literally the way that these doctors on Twitter have described this thing versus the way that the Celtics are talking about it, it's like the doctors on Twitter are like, cut the fucking leg off. It's dead. They're like, cut it off. It's awful. This is a horrible injury. Amputate the damn thing. Take it off. Oh my God, you have no idea. And Boston's like, I mean, yeah, it's a serious injury, but like, I mean, everyone playing with serious injuries. Luka's got a knee that they're shooting upward toward all every game. Like, I mean, they're all banged up in some form or fashion. It's just, can you get through 3 or 4 games? That's all we're trying to do. Like, there's the max 5 games left maximum in the NBA season. That's it. Okay. So we're not trying to play like in December, trying to keep him comfortable to get to June.
No,
like this is a 5-game sprint at max. Right. So you just get the guy ready to go. Get him whatever drug you got to give him, wrap the thing up, tape the thing up, shoot it up, and go play.
Wrap it up, shoot it up, go play. I think that is wrap it up, shoot it up, and go play. Can we get that on a t-shirt? Wrap it up, shoot it up, go play. We might be able to sell that thing. Brought to you by the VBB. He's in. Butchie.
According to Butchie, he's in. So if he's in, and no Scott Foster tonight, according to the chat.
Oh.
I thought for sure Scott Foster was going to be in there. He may be in there in game 4.
Wow. The votes are saying the yes is getting drastically. Does KP play? It's 71% no.
How?
29% yes.
Oh, okay. So a lot of no's.
71% no.
Look it. Do the Paul Pierce, okay?
He's playing.
Do the Paul Pierce. Yep. Get up and go play. Like, it would be fun. It would be great. Go look at the Paul Pierce reference when Paul Pierce pooped himself and claimed it was a knee injury. So, like, go ahead and play that. Okay? Like, it would be awesome. If this was a head fake, that would be tremendous. Tremendous.
Kuzi said, go win one. We got to see banner 18. Kuzi's 95. Go win it for Kuz.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Porzingis said the only way I'm not playing is if they prevent me from playing. Meaning,
that's the only way it sounds like they're gonna do.
Right, and that's what Joe Mazzulla said. We're not going to let him hurt himself long term. We're not going to let him do that.
Okay.
So the other question is, how healthy is Luka?
Oh, back to the medical portion of the show. I don't know.
It doesn't look like he's healthy. He's wrapped up like a mummy. You seen that picture of him before game 2?
Which weird. He came out for pregame introductions. He had the shoulder wrap on with the ice,
the back wrap,
the leg wrap around with the
and
ice.
The chest. He had the back wrap too.
And he had the shoulder thing was around the back too. Like the trainer just took the ace bandage and went like this, and then like this, and put the ice packs all over. As he was under the spotlight when they said his name, I was like, how bad is this guy hurt? Didn't make me feel good thinking Dallas was going to cover. I'll tell you that.
Luka Doncic, ESPN roasted the holy hell out of him yesterday. Did you see that video that they put up?
Nope.
They put up the video, 13 blow-bys in game 2.
Hold on. Pause. What are you calling them? Blow-bys?
Blow-bys. Yep. Matador defense.
Oh, fair. Okay. We might have to indoctrinate blow-by into the show every day. I love it.
Term.
Yeah, industry term, basketball term, blow-by.
13 blow-bys.
Wow.
I mean, just no defense. Matador defense.
Okay.
He's not healthy. Not even close. No. And he's a defensive liability.
Yeah. Oh, you posted that. Was that wasn't the video you posted yesterday, was it?
Yeah, it was. Yes.
Luka? Oh, that was the same video. Okay,
no,
so
different video. That was done by a blogger, adding the whoop sound effect to it.
Right. Okay.
ESPN didn't have that sound effect going. ESPN stole that blogger's idea though, and went and did the same video of showing Luka how he has absolutely no interest in playing defense.
Okay.
None. She's like, oh yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, there you go. And it's literally 4-on-5. So Boston is 6-0 in the playoffs. They like playing on the road more.
Yeah.
Just keep it in mind.
Not too many times they've been a dog all season, and books going to need the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals as a dog. Yeah, that's a dream.
So John Rahm's injury takes him out of the U.S. Open. So it looked that way that was going to happen. Yeah. So John Rahm is out. Okay, speaking of out, some real bad reports coming out this morning on UFC 303 in the main event. It is very much up in the air. Ariel Helwani and others who cover the MMA world exclusively are saying that there are major concerns about this main event fight.
Weren't we just texting each other 2 days ago, excited about the prospects of this?
I thought, look, this is the biggest gate, and this has been speculated by some, and I hope this is not the case because I like the UFC and I hate talking badly about the UFC. But there are some that believe because it's the largest gate in the history of the UFC that they will put out things to keep people coming to town. They're going to keep this alive for as long as they can keep this alive, and they're going to keep out pumping those hype videos.
Yeah.
Because people have hotel rooms that can be canceled.
Yeah.
Airfare that can be canceled, and tickets that can flood the market. And they don't care. The UFC's got their money. It's the highest grossing gate in the history of the sport for UFC 303. Massive, massive money for the company. They've got theirs already. And there's no refunds coming because 303 is going to happen. It's just not going to happen with Conor McGregor at the top.
Oh.
I don't know if Conor ever fights again.
Wow.
Like this might be it. This is really, unless they fight.
I've been at the doctor all morning. I didn't see nothing.
Unless they rebook it. Unless they rebook it. Ariel Helwani is like, he said, for the excitement he had 1 week ago, for the optimism, it's the exact opposite he has this morning.
Oh no.
There are real big concerns at UFC 303 that Michael Chandler will not get the payday he's looking for, that Conor either has an injury or something that's going to keep him out. But the UFC has not said a word to the reports that this thing is on life support. Conor's never pulled out of a fight.
So you think he's going to do that now?
He may not have a choice. Yeah, and I agree. Chandler's got to be livid. I would be livid too.
Oh, yeah. That stinks.
I would agree, Ella. I think it is. I think you're going to see. Yeah, JPC, you're right. It's always card, subject to change. Always when you buy the ticket, it's always card. But they're looking for alternative. I mean, the problem for the UFC is they've had so many title fights over the last couple of months that there's not a natural person to put up there that's going to keep people going, oh wow, it's a great fight. Poirier just fought, right? You're not going to have him,
right?
Like Conor's the guy. I mean, he is the missing piece. He's the biggest combat sport star ever. And he hasn't fought in 3 years. And the fights he has, he's 1-3 over his last 4 fights. So Conor never needs to fight again. Doesn't have to. He was partying in a club with his wife.
Why did that video come out? Like, I don't know.
Because he's in public doing it. I think he doesn't want to fight. I mean, I think you go and do that.
Chandler's minus 125 everywhere, or no, minus 120.
Fair. Now, fair. Yeah, because Conor's going to be compromised.
Which we said when the fight was even announced.
Yeah.
I asked you what the line would be. You were shocked that they made Conor the favorite. Rightly so. People have backed that opinion that Chandler should be the favorite. He's the favorite every place that has a lineup.
Yeah.
There's 3 places that don't have a lineup.
I wouldn't put it up. No way. I don't want to refund all the money. Fight's not happening.
Give him.
I love Conor. I love Conor.
Is the fight happening, boys and girls? If you're watching the show, put it in the chat right now. If you think this fight's happening, that stinks. That's terrible.
It's terrible. But they're calling around asking for other people to take the fight. They're asking
who would even remotely close to
no one. No. Do Bronx. I mean, Charles Oliveira would be a decent guy to step in, but like you're not getting a fight that's going to be. Yeah, I agree, Butchie. The fight ain't happening. Yeah, I think it's off. I think the fight's going to be called off at some point. I just hope that they have to find a reasonable replacement for it to work, for people to keep their ticket.
He rolled the fights in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks from
Dustin Poirier took a fight on 5 days' notice. I mean, guys have done that before. You need someone who's training for a fight right now, someone who's in camp, someone who can make weight, which is not easy. You got to make weight. So in whatever weight you want to come up with, this is not a title fight, okay? This is just a fight. So there is no, like, you can do a catch weight. You can go to 170, you can go to 175. You can figure out different things to make it so the fight happens, whomever they want to put Chandler up against. But it's not going to have the same beef. I mean, Chandler and Conor were the Ultimate Fighter coaches. Conor pushed Chandler in the face. Chandler's been waiting for a very long time. And for Conor to get into the octagon, it's been years. Chandler's been waiting and wasting on the vine, waiting for this fight. And he's not been making any money. And the UFC's having to take care of him. It sucks. I mean, there's no other way. Look, J-Daw's right. For the price we all paid, no replacement will be worth the ticket price. Absolutely. 100%.
The whole building's going to feel that way.
Yep. 100%. The whole building's going to be pissed off.
We'll see J-Daw on either Friday or Saturday or both. I'm going to we'll make arrangements to see him for sure. I can't wait. I love it, the fact that, people are coming to town for different things. And I know a bunch of people that are coming to town for that.
Nope.
I'm going to send some text after the show. Are you going to cancel if Conor's not fighting?
Volkanov's going to be a good fight.
Going to say yes.
Volk will be a fun fight. Where's Volk's head? Volk has talked about retirement. Volkanovski has said he hasn't been right. Like he's aging too. Like there's just a lot of problems. They're just not going to. J-Daw's right. There's no fight they can make that can come anywhere near this fight. Conor Chandler. There's nothing you can do to come close to from McGregor, and that sucks. Because McGregor was going to lose. I mean, it was going to be a great betting opportunity.
Right.
To bet, you could bet Chandler. It was going to be a really good opportunity, but it sucks. It's one of those things that just blows. But we'll watch it. But I think it's going to be off. Speaking of blows, how about we blow your speaker out a little bit here? You like that?
I
thought you'd like that.
You said, speaking of blows.
702-570. We move on. 702-570-8255, the text number to become part of the Brigade Practice Service. Big business. We'll see you on Friday. Looking forward to seeing you here in Texas. We're going to see Hui coming in. She's going to be there on Friday afternoon. We got someone from Hawaii. Texas got Hawaii. We got a bunch of Brigade members, people that were with us last year, coming in and re-signing up again for Million and Survivor through Circa. If you want to make the appointment via email, thebvbshow.com to go ahead and go and do that. The Brigade Practice Service NFL story of the day. Well, the Jets are having a tough time explaining where the Aaron Rodgers is. No one knows where he is. And they're not talking about where he is. According to the inside people are saying that the Jets have known from the get-go that this was going to happen, that he has made these plans a long time ago.
Yep.
What are these plans from a long time ago, however? Where in the world is Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know. He's probably, it's one of those situations like where you plan a trip and then, you start a new job or something, or, something changes and you go, hey, just so you know, like I have this trip planned. I have to already go see this. Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. All right. You start after, or we need you to start before, then you can leave, or well, never mind. Then you can't come work here because we need you to start before then. Whatever the case is, how you don't know, you know. Like they know, they just don't want to say, right? He's probably, what do you think? He's just like, he's not in a cave again, right?
Mike Florio thinks that like he's been looking up ayahuasca retreats, and there's like one in Peru going on, a 10-day trip camp you can go to.
Oh, okay.
In Peru. He thinks he might be there.
Might be there. Yeah.
I mean, it's weird because the Jets, even Pat McAfee doesn't know where he is. No one knows where he is. They are speculating that like the Jets, if they had known this far in advance that Aaron Rodgers was going to be unavailable this week, why didn't they do minicamp last week? They could have picked whenever to do minicamp. If their minicamp was with Rodgers being out of town, you could have moved minicamp. If they had known months ago, like what's being reported by the spoon-fed, inside media to make everyone calm down. It's just a bad PR look.
That's why I love talking about the games.
Just a bad look.
Do you care where he's at?
No, I want him to stay far, far away. I want the story to keep growing and growing and growing. I want as much drama inside of that locker room as possible.
Oh, this content's going to be amazing.
Give me as much problem, issue, confusing issues as possible around.
Who's the backup again? Who's the backup for the Jets? I don't remember.
They traded away Zach Wilson, so it's
right. Who's the backup? Type it in the chat if you know the Jets' backup, because I don't.
We do know.
We do know.
Sam Darnold left.
Yeah. Who's the backup, boys and girls?
Trevor Siemian?
Come on, bro.
Is it Siemian?
No, it's not Kenny Pickett at ATL Coos. He's in Philly.
The Jets.
Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor.
Okay, Tyrod Taylor is right. Yeah, and Jordan Travis. They drafted Jordan Travis out of Florida State, but he's still hurt. So they did draft him. The other story is that
getting reps.
The other story is the exact opposite of Aaron Rodgers.
There's another Brigade Proxy story.
There's two.
Oh,
the other one is.
You know what to do right now.
What?
You have to. If there's a part.
Ridiculous. You want two? Okay, I'll give you two.
Let's go.
One time. Two times.
The chat goes, hit it again. Again. Stinger. Louder. Somebody said, holy shit. My ears. The chat. I love you guys.
Oh, great. God. Best running because let's go. Best running gag ever. Jesus. What are we doing? Tom Brady gets inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame tonight.
How is he not in already?
Go. He had some playing time he had to take care of. But if this is a good day for you though, because this is the official day that Tom Brady will never play football again. This is it.
This is it.
This is it. Him doing this means he's officially done.
Thank goodness.
It's officially done. What is cool though is you can watch this at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 I think Eastern, or it's 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 today. That the ceremony will happen. It's on the field. It looks like it's like an invite only in the front, and then the fans will be around inside of Gillette Stadium. They're expecting a complete full house, like 70,000 people. Like it's
really,
it's going to be psychotic. I mean, I know a friend of mine in Texas is flying home. It's flying back to Boston to go to this tonight.
Wow!
And tomorrow, Fitzy, who's one of the MCs of the event, Fitzy's going to join us tomorrow to recap the whole entire thing. So it'll be fun to get him on. We'll talk about Game 3 as well. Fitzy from WEI in Boston will come on tomorrow.
Been on the show a few times, and he's just been great every time he's been on. So set your clocks, set your watches. If you even do that anymore, all you need to do is subscribe, hit the bell on the YouTube channel, and you'll get the notification when we start the show. That'll be fun. I am definitely 100% not going to watch it live.
You're going to have to, because it's going to be all over the place. Get ready for it.
Serious?
It's Tom Brady. They're going to have wall-to-wall coverage, NFL Network, everyone. You're going to see nothing but clips and clips and clips. You're bringing back everyone. Like the Tom Brady roast got a lot of coverage. Wait to see the coverage this is going to get. The entire Patriot, like every Hall of Fame for the Patriots, going to be there. The entire brass. Like, I think Belichick's even going to be there. Everyone's going to be. Yeah, everyone's going to be there. Like this is little. If you hate the Patriots, don't watch this. This is Pat's porn to its utmost degree.
Yeah.
Fitzy said he was coming off, like he was texting me yesterday going like, you have no idea what this is like. Patriot fans are going to freak out. Like it's the perfect closing of the book on the dynasty.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to be on the show in Washington, D.C. at that time.
Okay.
So I won't be watching it live, but
you'll get all the
clips. I'll see the replay. I'll see the clips, and Fitzy will tell us all about it tomorrow in Fitzy's unique way. I can't wait.
No, not Pat Fitzmaurice. Fitzy is Nick Stevens. Different Fitzy.
Oh,
Pat Fitzmaurice is who works for Betting Pros with me. Different person.
Oh, okay.
Pat Fitzmaurice is up there. He's in New England, but not that. It's different Fitzy. Actual Fitzy. GFY Fitzy.
GFY.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what that stands for?
Kind of like FEA.
Kind of in a similar way. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's all right. He's a good dude. No need to apologize, Bomb.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
no apologies.
Everybody that's named Smith is Smitty.
Right, Smitty. Yeah, it's all good.
It's
Morris is Fitzy. Nick Stevens is Fitzy is his character, his professional name, and Nick Stevens is his actual name for Nick that he has done a variety of things. Right. Two baseball games to point out. Yes. BB Lodolo today. It's a pick. Guardians Reds. Who wins this one?
Who won yesterday? Cleveland won yesterday, right?
I think so.
Hold on, let me check the score from yesterday. Yeah, Cleveland won yesterday. Cincy wins today.
I like Lodolo too. Yeah. I like Cincy today.
Yeah, but again, you get a bargain basement price on one of the best teams in baseball with Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's two ways to look at it. I liked them yesterday. First lean. Again, I'll do the work. I'll look at it. I'll have a little bit more later, but I like Cincy. You?
I like Cincy too.
Okay.
Wow. Romaduze just said that he's chasing Puka Nakua's rookie record for yards. Okay. They both played at Washington. So, okay.
All right.
See if Williams can catch him. And then bet the streak or bet the sweep. Mariners money line laying 245 against the White Sox.
Listen, I went on SportsGrid 2 days ago in Chicago White Sox top to bottom. Hat, jersey, everything. I said, you got to take them plus a run and a half. Had it dead to rights, up, tie game, going to extras. No good.
Bonvi, what the hell is going on?
Last night.
What the hell is going on up in Edmonton? Why are all the planes circling? What is going on?
Oh.
Like this is like a big, I saw a tweet, like one of those like plane graphics where all the planes are in the air. They're all circling in Edmonton. They can't land.
With all flights in Fort Lauderdale grounded. Huh.
Customs is on strike? Oh, no.
Are you serious?
They can't get there.
What's that, Bonvi says?
Oh, and it's disasters in Florida, too. Huge storms in Florida. Whoa.
Wow.
That's not good. Not getting there until 8 p.m. tonight. They play tomorrow.
Wow.
Woo. Okay. Collective bargaining. Yeah. That's not what you want to see if you're for the Florida Panther fans.
It's a long enough flight.
Right? 8 hour. It's a 7 hour, 6 hour
I'd like them to have been there today and sleep and get used to the time change and then just go play the game tomorrow.
Yeah. Time for better to book it. All right. I gave you the case already when we were on with Allan Bell today, but I like the under 213 for Boston and Dallas. I'm going to go against Allan. He likes the over. I like the under. Dallas is 29-20 to the under at home this year. Boston is 25-24, 5-1, both of them on the under for road unders so far this year. Dallas at home, Boston on the road.
I've liked under both games already. I'm sticking with it. I'm an under guy by default more often than not. You got to convince me on an over.
Better number, 214. You can get 214 now.
It's going up, but it's started to move back at a couple places. 214 might be the top. So if you like under, you better grab it now. Yeah, my first thought is under.
Blowout Celtics hits the under. Over 1.5 made 3. Sam Hauser plus 124.
I don't even know who Sam Hauser was.
Yes, you do. He's the white dude off the bench.
I know who it is. I know who it is, but I'm not. You're going to take this plus 124. I'm going to give it to you. I bet it. How many threes does he shoot?
5.
Okay. Well, if he shoots 5, this is not a bad bet.
He shot 5 in game 2.
How many you shoot in game 1?
2. Hit them both.
Oh. He took 2 and made them both. Wow. I like my side. I like under.
I made you pause though. You went.
Well, no, that's good that he had 2 open looks or 2 made 2. But like if he's shooting 2 tonight, I'm gonna win 80% of the time.
Yeah, because I think KP is not playing, so that's my theory. KP's not playing.
Will he play more if Porzingis doesn't play?
Yes.
They're kind of not even close to the positions.
No, because Boston plays smaller without KP. They're going to play Pritchard and Hauser like they do in the regular season. Like that's their second unit. It's Pritchard and Hauser.
Okay.
So that's who they run out. Cornette will play a bit more as well, but I like him shooting threes.
All right. Book it for me.
Over 13.5 Holiday points. People like PRA with him too, but I'm just going to go points.
It's fine. I bet it.
That's coming for your guys. Will Zalatoris top 20 is 3-1 at the U.S. Open. I like Willie Z. He's a Wake Forest guy. He knows Pinehurst really well. Back injuries healed. He likes
Is it?
He likes tough golf courses. Give me Willie Z, top 20, plus 300.
Okay.
No one's talking about Willie Z enough.
Nobody.
Zalatoris. Let's go, Willie Z. And then finally, Russell Henley. This was a little tap on my shoulder from my golf guys. Said, hey, this guy can win the whole damn thing.
Okay.
I just said, all right, I'll just take top 10. People are betting him to win it. I think Russell Henley's playing tremendous golf, great tee to green, putts really well on fast greens.
Okay.
This dude can win it.
This is fine.
At plus 550.
Familiar with the golf course?
Yes.
Okay. I'll say bet this one.
Okay, let's go. 5-1 on this. Guys, if you are with us on SportsGrid or on SiriusXM, thank you for being here. You guys, if you want to go and watch Favorite Thing About Today, go to our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book. For the rest of you guys who are live on YouTube or Twitter, don't move. You get bonus time. Favorite thing about today is what?
So everything checked. We're getting ready for the summer and we're, doing all this stuff. Today was the heart guy. Interesting appointment diagnosis result. We'll talk about that off the air, but I'm sitting there waiting and there's an issue down there in the corridor where they're changing the sidewalks and stuff to make it walk friendly. They're trying to improve Vegas, that area, Charleston, a lot of areas. So parking is an issue. So people are getting into their appointments. They're having to find a place to park or park in a different building, which may or may not get you towed. You guys know if you're going to the doctor. It's hard enough to just go to the doctor. You can't find a parking spot, all this other stuff. So I get there, and there's A office and B office. A is for procedures. B is for follow-ups and appointments.
Okay.
I went last time to A because I got that heart monitor put on and wore it for 3 days. I walked into A knowing I probably should have went to B. As I go to B, there's a couple. They decide to go to B. I don't know how old they are, but they're old. This is what happens when you get older. As a couple, you go to doctor's appointments. I go to A, I go to sign in, and I'm like, she goes, do you know why you're here? And I'm like, yes, I'm here to see the doctor. But I thought that last time I came and I was here to get a heart monitor. She says, give me your last name. Of course, I'm in B. I walk in behind this couple. Now, my appointment is in 10 minutes. I'm like, as he's filling out the thing, taking his time, I'm like, she's going to yell at me because I'm going to be late for my appointment because I'm not a half hour early. These appointments, they want you there a half hour early. You're on their time.
Yep.
He's taking his time. I said, sir, finally, can I just sign the clipboard? Because he's going through his wallet, getting cards and all this other stuff. And he says, sure, no problem. Like his accent sounded like you immediately. I'm like, I would bet $1 million this guy's from Boston or New Hampshire. He said one sentence, and I'm like, I know I gotta know.
Right.
So I sit down after getting my thing in. He sits down. We're one seat apart. His wife is on the other side of him. Someone walks in and signs in, or they come back from the back and they call this other people back. And I looked at the clipboard. The person they called back's appointment was at 10. They skipped me and this other guy and this woman whose appointment. And I go, what time was your appointment? And he's like, 9 o'clock. He said, but I had trouble finding a place to park and all this other stuff. Like, oh, no. They'll punish you if you're late. They don't play around here. I said, my appointment's at 9:15. And this woman goes, well, mine's at 8:45. I've been here for 2 hours. I was like, oh, what's going on? So as fate would have it, I turn to this guy and start talking. He sounds like your relative. I'm like, what? I said, I got to ask you where you're from. He said a town. He did not say Andover, but he said, I don't know if he said Amesbury.
Amesbury.
Another one that began with, he didn't say Acton, but he lived in New Hampshire. He drove down about a half hour to a place called Raytheon. To work. Because I asked, what'd you do before you retired? It's like, I worked for Raytheon. I was
in Andover.
This, that, whatever, all this other stuff. And I'm like, where is that again? And he goes, Andover. And I just leaned back and said, really? I do a show every day. We call it the Bostonian versus the Book. He's from Andover. Oh, really? You should have seen this guy's eyes light up. I'm like, what in the world is happening? How am I sitting next to this guy right now who's 80 years old? And he shares a story. They just got back from a Viking cruise. He said a 2-week Viking cruise of Europe, him and his now second wife, Filipino woman who looked like she wanted to kill me at times because it got him talking and excited. It was okay. End of story. The woman opens the door. We all look like, which one are you going to call? And she goes, David? And I go, yeah, that's me. 80-year-old David next to me goes, wait, that's me too.
That's
and I go,
awesome.
Hey, your name's David too?
That's great.
It was hilarious. 2 idiots stand up. I'm 53. He's 80. We're going to see the same heart doctor. She goes, we'll take both of you at the same time. Yes, both Davids. And I'm like, hold on. I just met this guy. I'm not going in a room with him. And she's laughing. He goes, no. I don't want to go in a room with you either. And we kind of bonded. We traded phone numbers. God bless David. He's doing well. He's alive. I said, You got to watch the show. I do a show with a guy from Andover. When he starts talking real fast, he sounds just like you. He's got family, a son and a daughter who live in New Hampshire now. It was bizarre as hell. Everything about today.
That's tremendous. Dave's Daily Picks, thank you for this. Did Brady invite Mo Lewis for hurting Bledsoe? I don't think he probably invited Mo Lewis for hurting Bledsoe. My favorite thing about today has been the day today, because today's been really, really fun. And I got up at 6 a.m. today. I fell asleep. I was so tired last night. Yep. I fell asleep with my phone in my hand and all the lights on. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I was like, oh no. I was like, what the hell just happened?
Do that a lot.
I was so tired. So I had to get up, but then I got up at 6, had coffee outside, had done that in a very long time. It was a gorgeous morning here in Vegas. Just chilled out, spent about an hour in silence and just hanging out and thinking. And then we had Allan on the show. We had Alex on the show. This show went by in a blink. This was a 2-second show. And I love when shows fly like that and have a lot of fun. We got game 3 tonight. We got basketball tonight. I'm coming on in Sports Grid halftime with you tonight for that, to talk about this. Jason Tatum might go off, boys and girls. That's all I got to say. It's all I got to say. Just be. If Tatum has a game today, okay? Boston, 105-85, 105-90. Okay? Just saying, the under's in play because this might be bad for I can see the Mavericks winning. I'm not guaranteeing shit. Right. I'm just saying I can see that. I can see Dallas winning. I get why people are taking the 2.5. I get all that. Porzingis plays. Tatum goes off. This feels a lot like the Oiler game in game 2. Everyone was on Edmonton. Fuck, Florida won.
Well,
everyone's on Dallas. Dallas. Oh, 6-0 is 6-0. They haven't lost yet on the road. So that's all I got to say. Favorite thing about today is that Pats might go up 3-0. Tom Brady gets inducted into the Pats Hall of Fame.
Celtics might go up 3-0. You said Pats.
Oh, sorry,
Get the
Celtics.
Patriots off your mind.
Celtics go up 3-0. Patriots are inducting Tom
Why
Brady.
Why would he do it today?
Into the Hall of Fame.
Taking the steam away from the Celtics.
No, it's brilliant. It goes 5:30 Eastern into 8:30 tip. It's perfect. Goes right into it. It's perfect. It's a whole New England sports porn. Oh, it's all porn right up. It's 7 hours of just all Boston dominance. It's tremendous. It's the perfect time to do it. What do you mean? This is the perfect time.
Sure. It's so fucking
great
annoying.
Morning. Great show. Let's have a great afternoon, a great night. Let's just cut it all in. Let's go 4 for 4 tonight with all this and get to come back on and have Fitzy on the program tomorrow. So let's see. Got to play the game, but let's see. Go off, JT. Go off. He's Dave. I'm Matt. Thanks to Alex Kane for coming on. Whale Watch Wednesdays, SportTrade. Go download the app. It's free. You don't have to have an account. You can look at the tape and see all the bets coming in at SportTrade. Very, very cool. Alan Bell was tremendous. looking forward to making some of his bets and plays for college baseball.
Ooh.
Friday, College World Series begins. We'll talk more about it coming up on tomorrow's show. Dave, Matt, back tomorrow for a Thursday's BBB.